Okay, we should be going live here in a sec. Yeah, we're going live here. We're live. We're officially live.
Okay, because I think something happened with the avocado. Yeah, let's see. There we go. All right, little technical difficulties, but I'm back. You can hear me well?
Yeah, we're live. Perfect.
All right, cool. Welcome anyone that's tuned in. And as usual, it'll be recorded, so can jump in and check it out later in the future at their list. This is like the fourth, I think now, or possibly even the fifth portal opening for the 8-Bit Gamers Guild. We've pulled as high as a 540, but usually it's a pretty timid affair, and we just try our best to spot out the best gameplay Gotchi. An Avogotchi, for those tuning into this cast for the first time, is a digital NFT character that is used to play in a blockchain-based game. Without further ado, let's start tearing these open.
Let's do it. And it's
Nice
kind of
and
like
personal
opening a
today.
pack of cards, right?
Exactly. It's that surprise packed aspect where essentially when you open one, you're gonna get a choice of 10 Avogachis, all with different stats. It's kind of up to the user to decide what they want. People may choose different Avogachis for different reasons, aesthetics versus stats versus BRS or rarity of that particular collateral. So it's a fun process. So let's start with 11,347. So there has been 20,000 portals in total. So this is about in the middle of the pack. And this is a haunt 2 portal. There's been 2 haunts. So in order to open it, you just do a transaction on the Polygon chain. You will have a random number generator essentially assign you 10 random Avogachis.
And like, so we're ideally looking for what would you say? Maybe like over a five considered like a really high end Avogotchi, where we also have ones that are between, 480 and 520, and those ones can also be playable as well, right? So you're looking, I guess, at the stats of each one to make sure, like,
Yeah, I mean like the B. Hey, can you hear me? I think that
yeah.
I'm having internet problems again.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I caught some of what you said, but like essentially, yeah, I mean you want for us I'm looking for stat got she's 520 in that range. You're gonna get at least 3 good rolls on the 4 stats, which are energy, aggression, spookiness, and brain size, and all of these affect the way that your Avogotchi is gonna play in the realm. And what I notice, obviously, in higher BRS Avogotchis, more, or in many cases, like in a very high BRS Gotchi, the 4 of them will all be high. So, it's interesting because if you really have a portal that is kind of cruddy, you can always just try your best to min max like one or even, and you got like rolled on the goals. And I think that a Navigati, like the way I played in my head, is a Navigati that has at least two stats that are mythical will be useful in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is our first pool. Decent aggression on this Avogacci, but not crazy. The eyes are pretty cool. That's a pretty decent roll on the eyes. I like the little square eye ones. It's like the paranoid Gotchi.
Everyone has their own favorite eye types for sure.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I've with pulling and pulling and pulling, I've really come to appreciate the eyes. Like there's some interesting combinations of like color and shape that every once in a while surprise me. I'm like, oh, I didn't, I like sometimes it's just like the square rectangle eye with like one square pixel in it. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's like just a line, and then it's like a one square pixel that's the eye color. Um, later on, I can jump into another account and I can show you
I
one, but
actually I know
I like
exactly
that.
what
It's pretty cool. It looks like almost like a warrior gotchi.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Just looks like a really like mean nasty gotcha, with like the flat kind of shaped the line
Yeah,
shaped
it's like
eyes with the little.
squinting.
Yeah, yeah, it's ready for war. Like
Yeah,
I got one like that. It's a polygon gotchi, and that little square is actually a mythical like pink color. And this gotchi just looks super
exactly.
baked.
And then it looks really cool, right?
Well, this gotchi specifically just looked like
Yeah.
he's been out in the sun, like under a tree or something, like puffing on a joint for too long
Yeah,
or something.
420'd out.
Yeah. So I put him in a
That's
Rasta
funny.
outfit just cuz.
That's funny. And it probably complements it perfectly.
Yeah, just about actually.
Like it is your Rastagachi.
Yeah,
It
totally.
was meant to be decent, whatever. It's like whatever. Cool eyes, and so far I would pick this one over that one for sure. Nothing, all mid-level stats here. Actually, Serene, I didn't notice that. So this is interesting because I've been leaning towards like if I have a really shitty portal to go for like what I would be like considered a mule gachi. Um, because I was thinking inside the Citadel, it's gonna be really peaceful. So like a gachi that's just it could be horrible stats, but just have like max carrying capacity could have good value because they could be just like mules, you know? Um, what
100%.
do you think about that? I wonder.
We were talking about this in the
Like I
spaces.
wonder like how people will like chain mules.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the spaces today about the difference between a gotchi like this, with low energy, so it's assuming high carrying capacity, compared to like just a high BRS like that 540 you pulled might be more of like a battle gotchi, and how these gotchis that are low BRS and also maybe don't have high carrying capacity, they might not ever leave the Citadel. They might be destined for farming purposes only, unless they're being guarded, by some of these higher BRS gotchis going out into the grid, because I feel like that'd be pretty dangerous.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's how I was thinking about it too, because I was like, well, I can have one other stat, but at least there's a use for it if it just has like really low energy, which would equate max carrying capacity. Just like as a little, shuttle back and forth, like pick up the Alchemica, move it from here to there, whatever that mechanic's gonna be like. So, we'll keep our eye on this one. So, this is kind of the eye that we were talking about, but not really. It's like the little square goes up into the eye. That's a funny eye though.
I'm actually not a
That
huge
shape.
fan of.
I haven't seen
I'm
that
actually
too
not a huge
often.
fan of these eyes, like this eye specifically. Uh,
The
yeah, I'm not a huge.
eyebrow, it's literally just an eyebrow. The eye is just like tiny.
Yeah, just these gotchis just look like very arrogant gotchis. Like I feel like the eyes really give it personality too, right? When you see this thing.
Yeah, that this is funny. Maybe like the political class of Gotchi.
But we were also talking about in the
Happy
space.
stats, cool eyes though.
Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot. We were talking about in the spaces today how an Avagachi that has like low 500 BRS or a high 400 BRS, like a 480 or 490, might actually be comparable battle wise to like a liquidator. That was mentioned before. How a naked Gotchi with like low BRS, like 480 or 490, might actually want to have some good wearables because otherwise you might be really vulnerable to the liquidators that way.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that this is another really this crazy kind of dichotomy that you're gonna have in between the grid and the citadel. Like even the use of what gotchis are usable. Like, you know, they're totally like bots are just like you can't take out in the grid. Like just don't do it. You know? Like
Yeah,
if you do, you're just gonna have a bad time, you're gonna hate this game. And that gotchi's like destined to live in the comfort of the citadel its entire life, unless it like becomes a tragedy in the Great War,
I have a
the
few.
Great Battle.
I have a few like that.
So interesting stuff.
Yeah, I've
So
a f-
this, yeah,
go ahead.
right? I mean, this is what this portal is looking like, and that like, so this has got me thinking about this Gotchi, right? Like, what do you think like aggression's gonna be? Like this, like this is basically a mule, right, with a 7 serene, but like I wonder what advantage being a 95 war like is gonna give like a Gotchi like this.
Well, we think about warlike, right? And like warlike to me sounds like really aggressive. You think about war. There's lots of physical damage. I feel like high aggressiveness might have to do with physical damage because the low aggressiveness is that other battle type that we've been speculating on, which is the spell casting. And so it makes sense that really low aggressive, like a peaceful Gotchi, might have some better spell casting abilities, whereas this warlike might have some better actual physical damage abilities, but then also be able to carry a lot.
Physical. Yeah, it's something that you'll have to be like in close. It'll force you to be close range for whatever its alt attack is, maybe, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Because like if this Gotchi gets rode up on, at least it can defend itself.
that's right.
So probably one of the nicer ones. I like the eye color matching like the dye. Not the worst time to buy stable coins. Actually, in my opinion, it is because like you want to be buying when there's blood in the streets. Cryptocurrency right now is the buyer's market.
Yeah,
Cool eyes. I love these. Shitty Gotchi, but such dope. I have like one Gotchi with a set of these already. Other than that, jeez, work out. I mean, like, look, it could be a mule, I guess. It's just, wearables are really gonna matter. And you're right about that. Like, if whatever Gotchi you play in the realm should be fully all slotted faults, no excuse. Like, if you're serious about the game, you know. Even if you slowly just like acquire the wearables one at a time, you that should be your goal, regardless of the BRS of the Gotchi. You should be wanting to like push the stats with the wearables to play better.
that's actually a good point that you're making. Is for anybody that's new that's listening, and you purchased one Avagachi, make sure that Avagachi's fully kitted out, ready to go. You've picked out some good wearables that fit it properly, and preferably even if it's a set, because you'll get a set bonus out of it. And that way you have at least one Avagachi that's legit that you'll be able to actually really enjoy and fight liquidators with, because if you just have the one, then you want to make sure you have a good enjoyable experience and not have just like a naked Avagachi that might get wrecked all the time.
Yeah, and you can like think about it. Like if BRS doesn't matter, good mythical, legendary, godlike, even rare on like in all the slots on an Avagachi, like the stats can get pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. I have one Avagachi that
So
with a rare
we'll have to
set.
probably pass this.
Oh yeah, I have a good
Yeah.
feeling about the last three.
Yeah, I mean um yeah, I mean like when I've realized just I mean luck is one of those weird things. Statistics is funny too when you think about it, but we're bound to pull something amazing, but we're bound to pull a lot of crap.
You
A
have
lot
to
of
go
crap.
through the crap.
So yeah. But you see, like I've started to really like appreciate the eye diversity in a like this is a pretty diverse set of eyes. Like no two eyes have been the same here. Different, different.
That's a good point.
462. The right side stats. You know, sometimes when I'm opening them by myself, I'll just go like tick 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 all the way through 10. Just give it to me. It's like a little like slow and torturous to like open them like this in a way.
I don't know, man. I personally,
There's
maybe it's because I don't
there's
open that
two
many. Maybe
there's
it's,
two mule gotchis in this.
yeah. I was gonna say maybe it's because I don't
There you go.
normally.
Last one. Oh, that's a cool pull.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cool.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't normally open
What
Avagachi
were you gonna?
portals. I tend to
What were
savor
you
the
saying?
opening. I said maybe it's because I don't normally open the Avagachi portals. I tend to kind of savor the portal opening. I tend to go through them slowly, one by one, and kind of wish
I,
myself luck in between, and hopefully I get something good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm addicted to opening Avogotchi portals, and I will open them by myself, you know, in the dark, rip through it, all see what's going through one really quick. Like it didn't even, you know, it's a bad habit. Really need to stay away from that. Yeah, it's a nice feeling when you pull something nice. This is a cool portal. Like all to me, all portals are cool, but this one has been really interesting with the eyes. And the Scotchy is not the best with stats, but I kind of like the eyes. Like the whole Gotchis get a nice feel to it. I'm gonna run this through the scanner really quick. See what's up.
You have to keep in mind with the
Get a
eyes, dude.
better
Like
view.
with the mythical eyes, there's a certain set of mythical eyes that are only haunt exclusive, right? So those eyes that you just showed me, those ones and another kind of eyes, those there's two
That's
kinds
a
of
good point.
eyes that are haunt 2 exclusive, right?
Those little globe, little decentralized globe.
Yeah. Those are haunt 2 exclusive.
So this is definitely like from statistics, it looks like I mean it doesn't have any really great rolls, but the eyes sell it for me. Pretty average like overall, like in terms of not being that great at anything, but I kind of wanted the eyes, and you just kind of sold me on it because it's true. It's like no matter what, there will only be so many of well, this is the wrong graphic, so I gotta talk to Naher about that, but that's what it really looks like.
And then you
I
got
like
your other
it.
stats there. You
Um,
got energetic,
I don't know if it
neutral.
really. I mean, like, it would be a choice between. Yeah, it's alright. You know, like honestly, like sometimes I'm torn because I'm like, shit. You know, I really should just go for the something like this. You know, or go for the mule gotchi, right? Like, what is like a perfectly rolled like, and I guess that's what's really just hard to anticipate as well is how much each point make a difference in the skill.
I don't
Like,
think each point would make a
will a
difference in
two
this.
be totally different than a one, totally different than a zero? Which
Well, you know, from what I gather, I could be wrong, totally wrong, but what I gather is your stats are actually going to be more based on the level it's at. So like, you know, between an energetic one and like you know, like the different levels of it rather than um the individual points. You know what I mean? So like a common aggressiveness will be just a common aggressiveness within a certain range of points. But if you go down to like an uncommon level of rareness, then it'll have a different trait. You know what I mean? It'll be a different stat.
right, exactly. It's more of like in the bracket. I mean, they can always like adjust that if they need to and like get even more granularity, I'm sure. I'm kind of leaning towards this guy. What do you think?
So he's energetic, a neutral aggressiveness. He's unnerving spookiness. I think for the mule gotchis, well, I guess this is not a mule gotchi, but this is a yeah. I
No, not really. The mule gotchis would you're giving everything up completely. And I did a lot of that min-maxing, so it's like I've been trying to talk myself into going like more rounded gotchis, because like maybe that part of my rental portfolio, like for the guild, is missing, you know? But I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to pass up on mythical eye shape sometimes too.
There's that
I
collectability
I think that
factor.
there might be a sleeper. Yeah, and I think that there might be like maybe they do something cool and give some kind of property to mythical eyed gotchis. So
Well,
I think
Dan
I've
has.
sold myself
I've heard
because
Dan say.
I've been trying to make sure we actually pull them in the stream. I don't want to like, come on, I think you cut out.
I was just gonna say. I think
Can you
I've
hear me?
heard. I think I've heard the Avagachi team say multiple times now that each of the Avagachi traits is gonna do something. So we can assume that the eyes are gonna do something. They're not gonna just leave the eyes with no utility. So we have to think about what kind of utility could be introduced
All right,
around
that makes
eyes.
sense.
There'll be something, dude. For sure, there'll be something.
Right? Like maybe you can see like a bigger part of the map, something like that. Like the fog of war works differently for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I like it. It's speaking to me. Tonight I'm going with my gut and so you have any suggestions?
Names. Oh man, I should have been thinking about names. Uh, well, it's a Weath Avagachi, right?
Birdman. Yeah. I'm looking at a little Ricky and Morty Birdman. Like,
Yeah, I like
let's
that.
just take Birdman. It's too late. I was surprised it wasn't taken, so I'll just
Bird,
take it. But be teeing up the next name.
bird
The next one's
person.
yours. Yeah, exactly. That's what I really should have called it, Bird Person. So I've been wanting to summon because I want to get the kin. I feel like the kinship's really gonna matter, you know?
100%, especially for
Even
rentability,
like
dude.
from a rental perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I can't even keep them, we this is the second one we're doing this week, maybe try to do two again. And I just have to like commit to a time that way you can promote it and we can promote it a little bit and people will have enough time. Seen some people popped in here and there.
I mean, it's good the way you're doing it now because it allows me to kind of adjust the streaming and make sure we're getting it out there, and then now I can start promoting it and trying because I think this is a really valuable educational experience for someone that's like has cold feet about summoning an Avagachi, and you can show them that this is not such a daunting process, and it's actually really fun. It can be exciting, right? So I think people need to see this.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I think anybody that enjoys like opening a Pokemon card pack or tops cards or whatever, this is like a fun experience like that. It gives you that dopamine hit.
That's what it reminds me of for sure. Opening Pokemon cards. So you've cracked open another Hantu portal, right?
Yep, 21,730. So this is so what is the did it go to 25,000
That's correct.
or is it like, cuz how could there be, okay, yeah, I missed that earlier in the video. It said 20,000. So this is 21,730. I actually like that number. But a bad initial gotchi. I've only, I think, opened up a portal and like had a sick gotchi staring at me like once or twice. It's usually like an okay gotchi, which again, this has a mule quality in it.
I feel like the future haunts of
Mythical
Avagachi are going to be
eyes.
bigger. The future haunts are going to be bigger, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I think it's just gonna depend on the demand that the the game gets, and you don't want it to. be gated too bad either, right? Like you want people to come in, everybody's going to come in with money. We're all parcels, many of us that have been playing the game. So more people is, there's a lot of parcels to be sold too in the grid, and there's 420,000 or something like that in total, including the Citadel. So another what, 300,000, 380,000 parcels or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely
I
need
think
more
their
players.
distribution plan for that's like over like 5 years or more, so it might be a while for like all the land to be
Yeah,
deployed.
exactly. I did see the light page, like, hey, this is like five, so there is time. So, a decent 479 Gotchi, average stats, a lot of right side curve stats except for the brain. Which I think you're right. Brain can definitely, I think maybe aggression, like you said, I think that was really smart. Like, damage on the high end, and then maybe brain size is just about, uh, or at least one side of brain size is about your hit rate, like how fast you shoot. Uh, yeah, and then maybe the other one can be like your your actual speed of attack, where like hit rate is more like how often do you land an attack.
Well, if you think about
Maybe
it,
that's what brain size will be your.
yeah, I think like a small brain Avagachi is dumb, right? It's a dumb Avagachi, and if you think about like a fighter, a dumb fighter is just gonna keep hitting you as fast as they can. There's no strategic hits, so it might just be really
Ooh, that's a
fast.
nice one.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Nice little got you there.
Yeah, I mean it might just be like attack speed
Yeah, sorry, I
for.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's all good. I'm just saying a low brain Avagachi is kind of a dumb Avagachi, so you can expect maybe its hit rate to be a lot higher, and then maybe a high brain Avagachi is gonna have like good accuracy or something. I would think, but that's all. Until we get the white paper, which is why everybody's just kind of harping on like, let's get the white paper. It's because like we really need to confirm these answers. But right now we just have a rough notion of what
Yeah,
these things
it
could
would help
be.
a lot with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm worried that it's gonna be a big shift to but to be honest, I still want to acquire like another 25 Avagachis. So I mean, I still have like a little ammunition in the cannon, just in something really crazy comes out in the meta with the white paper.
That's a smart move. That's a smart move to have that set aside because you never know. You might want to specialize into a different category of Avagachi after that comes out.
Yeah, I actually like this guy. This really nice Avagacci, really cool eye shape. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I think it's really interesting with the color combo. I haven't seen it too much with that like uh, greenish kind of colored eye. Good stats, right? Three solid stat categories, and even the aggression. Like I have heard, and it's true, and I've known, if you're looking for a really good stat guy and like you like three solid stat categories, right? We have the potential to push energy and spookiness to mythical, with some good gear, and then brain size can definitely be pushed probably close to that too, with a fully geared out Gotchi. So far this is great. This is
And
a
then
nice
not
portal.
and then not to mention the aging mechanic, you might get another 5 points there, and then maybe just like XP leveling up, you might get another 2 or 3 points
Yeah.
there. So it adds up.
Yeah. I would say if you're shopping for like a good rounded game Gotchi, definitely check out the 520 BRS. This is nice. I mean, this proves it. This is like a great gameplay Gotchi. Uh, really evasive, and then high brain and fast. That's cool. This one's whatever. Really nice roll on the spookiness. Lots of defense here. Another nice roll. See, like, if you're min maxing, like, this is probably going to be worth something, right? If like this is all you could pull. I mean, I think somebody would maybe need to use a mule gotchi, or the way that they're coming into the game first is just to collect alchemica in the citadel. That's how they want to learn how to play and for them.
And then, not to mention that a lot of your parcels and a lot of other people's parcels are
Oh, look,
generally,
these are the eyes we were talking about.
yeah, those are the eyes right there. I was just gonna say, not to mention a lot of the parcels we
This is
have
cool, gotchi.
for farming are relatively close together, so you probably want for those parcels. I mean, if they're gonna be Avagachis channeling and farming, you probably want one on there that can carry a lot. You know, because it doesn't have to move very far. Hopefully,
Yeah, exactly. It's just a gameplay style. Like some people might just enjoy that. It might becomes like they have the chance to make like each, meta activity and just like the actual like mechanic rather is the word I was looking for. Um its own little mini game in a way. Some people might be find it soothing just to have a nice slow cruising gotchi that can hold a lot of alchemica that they only have to go turn in every 5 minutes instead of every minute for one that is just doesn't have high carrying capacity.
yeah, exactly. Some people just like collecting
This
stuff,
is a
right?
gotchi too, so I would definitely take this as a second to the 524. Exactly, exactly. Like my wife said she'd definitely give it a try. I was like, hey, you can make money, on your phone when you're bored, or whatever. You just need a little mental break. She was about it.
Yeah, a lot of people find that idea interesting. Oh, that's a
It's
cool
cool.
Avagachi. I like those eyes.
Yeah, cool eyes. I like the pink eyes like that with the common eye shape. That's like the biggest amount of color I think you can get pixel wise.
Yeah, I think so. Besides those other round ones, I don't
Yeah,
know if
we have a
you've probably
clear
seen the
winner.
round those ones with
There, yeah,
mythical.
yeah, they're the round ones right there. Yeah, you're right. That might be the highest pixel count for sure. I mean, look at it with the black. It's like a black hole. So we have a clear winner here. Obviously, this 523. Good eyes, good rounded stats, and right now probably going for. Let's see. I bet you not much, too much more. Um, probably 720 ghost. Pretty good. That's a break even on a portal right now. Kind of crazy. You got to score 520 to break even on a portal now. Seems a little off.
That's crazy. I remember portals were around 300 to 400 ghost for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the funny thing. I shop the low end usually, and there's not as many good gotchis. Like it's the pickings are always slim in my opinion. Like you quickly get up into the mid 500s. Look, see, this is a mule, but this is the same portal, so but it starts to go up pretty quickly. Starts to get higher a bunch. In this case, actually, let's throw it through the portal scanner just to see what that looks like all lit up. Yeah, see, I mean, you get a nice like blue and a purple, and sometimes you'll roll like a bad BRS gotcha with two pinks, and like that's not like I've had 480, 490. I don't know how it's possible, but I've had four, and I guess it is possible because you have to take into account these eyes, right? This is another, rare and uncommon roll, and you can see, usually the higher the BRS like rarity, but that doesn't mean that you can't get like a lower BRS gotchi with better stats overall than this because let's say it rolled horrible eyes. I think that's what I've been noticing trend wise. Like you can end up with a decent, very good stack Gotchi in the 400s as long as it has horribly plain eyes. You basically rolled struck out. You see here? Here's a perfect example. So here's a strikeout on the eyes, but it ended up pushing honestly similar stats to this one, right? If
Oh,
you
that's
really
a
take
good
into
point.
account,
Because you're giving up the points on the eyes, which like who cares if it's between a common and an uncommon? You give up those points, but then you're seeing more of those points of that BRS being reflected in the playable stats of the Avagachi.
exactly.
Dude,
Exactly.
that's
And
a good
this is
point.
actually this 454 and this are actually stat wise because you're losing it four and then 96 and 92. It's actually this could be favorable in some people's position, but the eyes on this one is what pushed the BRS because technically you have two more categories. I'd still probably take this one because it's like some of the stuff we talk about. I mean, it's taken months to kind of see this data jump out at you, like playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Really interesting though, like when you start seeing them all next to each other. I'd still take the 520 because I think that overall, um, people are looking for play with that will something I think that with the one more to go. This is a good one though. It's a couple of choices in here. I mean, even this Bitcoin Gotchi is really nice. And again, you see here it rolled pretty decently on the eyes. Like, and it's like there will be a time I know eventually I will roll like some Gotchi that has horrible eyes, but all four of these things are lit up,
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
which will be interesting. Shoot, I lost my tab. Where did I go? Oh, here it is.
I got a name for this
I think
guy.
that's done. Nice. It's a good pull, 523. Regardless of like, I think for most people this is the logical choice,
Yeah.
regardless of what we kind of uncovered there in our little search. I mean, this is a really well-rounded and nice-eyed Gotchi. There's a lot going on there. This with a myth would have been really nice.
Well, I like the hyper energy combined with like the impish spookiness. I think that's a cool combo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good Gotchi. What is it?
So we're gonna call this Sunflower Farms, right? So SFF Killer.
Yeah,
It's a
S
polygogy, so it makes sense.
F F. I like that right there, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Nice. Not taken. I wonder if like the names are case sensitive. I don't think so, because like it puts it all up in caps. Like I think on the top. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll forever remember farms.
It'll be memorialized.
Been good tonight though. All right, last game, right?
Last one, let's go.
Trip 3-9. I'm telling you, see if there's any symbolism with these. One of these days, we're gonna put like a 570.
Oh yeah, dude. It's gonna happen, man. If with the amount of portals you're opening, it's only a matter of time, I think.
I think it's fun. Like hopefully like we always record, so like we're eventually gonna hopefully get it on. And like sometimes I think about all the portals that I open by myself. Cool to them. So I'm glad we're doing this
Mm-hmm.
because I'm lazy and I didn't set up my recording this time.
That's all good. I got a recording, so it's in the archives.
From within the Citadel. Ooh, those are cool eyes.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't it be like crazy though to do this from within the Citadel one day? Like that's so meta, like opening Avogacci portals within like Avogacci.
that'd be dope. They had during the Gotchiverse stress test, if you remember, they had
Cover stats on this guy.
during the Gotchiverse stress test, if you remember, they had this TV kind of looking. It was like this installation that was a TV, and I wonder if that has to do with streaming, because that would be cool if you could do live streams from the Gotchiverse.
Yeah, that would be really really cool. And I did notice that it gave me such a like MTV vibe, like well, at least when I was young.
Yeah,
So nothing too crazy so far. I like the eyes on this one personally. It's like a reverse sunset. Ooh, that's a nice scotchy. Very nice.
oh yeah, Zen energy.
That's
Uh,
like it's high quality mule gotchi for the
yeah,
that's pretty to look at.
yeah, has nice eyes too.
I really like those eyes. I like those eyes with the weth, like with the little half moon. It's
Yeah,
cool. That's a pretty nice one. Nothing crazy there. Low eyes, but really, really, that's a really mid-level like wit gotchi. Which I'm more convinced than ever. It really is not gonna have a meta value. So if I am wrong, I will fess up. It's on tape.
from what I've seen, there's nothing obvious about having like nothing good and obvious about having a low BRS Gotchi, in my opinion.
What was that you broke up there?
I was gonna say, in my
Yeah, one
opinion,
more after this.
yeah, I was gonna say, in my opinion, I don't know if there's anything good about having a low BRS Gotchi.
Say that again. I don't know why you're like cutting out right when you're coming through. I don't know if the audio's a little choppy today though.
Yeah, it is maybe a little bit choppy, but I was just gonna say, having a, I don't know if there's gonna be anything significant about having a low BRS Gotchi.
Oh, the significance of having a low BRS, Scotchy?
Yeah, like
Interesting. Type it out honestly, because like I need to know what you're trying to say. Let me see.
sorry, I'm looking at my internet. It seems to be a little bit slow for some reason. Cutting out. I'm cutting out for some reason.
All right, let's go into this like last little. Yeah, you're cutting out like all I heard is something about like the significance of having a high BRS Scotchy. Oh, and it's shit. You know, can't win them all.
Can't win them
Got a
all.
nice 523 today. I kind of want to open up some more. Kind of in the mood to rip some more open, honestly. See, this is a cool portal. This is a cool guy. But you see, like the rolls landed just on the eyes. This Gotchi. I think I'm gonna take this mule here.
Yeah, the initial one we looked at.
This 507 is the winners. I think we did good today. We did good than sometimes, Get crap. Today we ended up with two. I mean, it hasn't been really hard to deliberate what to pick.
Yeah.
Let's summon this one. You down for one more?
Yeah, let's do it. One more. Yeah, let's do it.
This guy. Do we want 16435 or 17994?
Uh, we'll do we'll do 16345.
Or do we want to be like huge? 16345. Okay. Or do we want to be huge Deegans? Oh, it switched me over. That was interesting. Let's just finish naming this. Um,
What are we gonna name this one?
I don't know, man. My creativity today is like down.
Um,
I'm so tired.
so this is a Weath Gotchi, right?
Yeah. Starburst. See if that's taken. Sometimes I think about like people shopping like through the gotchis. Ooh, that's not taken. Why not? And like looking at all the names and stuff and just like laughing. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck were these people thinking?
I always have a good time looking at the names in the bazaar.
Cause like here, if you ever want to see where they're at, you can just come here. I gotta have them like, but all the names are here. Some of them like I bought from people and I just didn't change. But I started naming like all of the USD gotchis, like uh like central bank, uh head of the Fed names. Ooh, I gotta change this one. This one was inspired. That was really near and dear to my heart. That
Oh,
patch was really annoying, that
Arcollect.
whole argument.
Arcollect. Oh, you're talking about patch to
Yeah,
the
I added the A though. I'm talking about patch point one C. Yeah,
memorialized.
you had to be there,
Memorialized.
right? But these were the I talking about.
Yes.
11 point. I think this is like a 542. Which I think that actually might have been the record, but we didn't pull that one on because this was the one we pulled together again.
Yes.
But it
That
won't
was
count,
the
but
540.
so Starburst it is.
Nice.
Starburst in front of it. Let's one more portal. Try to do 16435, right?
Yeah.
You can't see that
What's that?
just for security reasons. Let me stop sharing. You can't see that pin, right? It just looks like little
It looks
dots,
blurry. Yeah.
like on my screen, because I'm interfacing.
Yeah, yeah. It looks blurry. I can't see it.
I wonder, kind of like, I'm gonna stream just for a second, because I'm paranoid.
Yeah. No, go ahead, man. It's all good.
Wait, did that kill the stream
No, no, I'm still streaming. It just
like
says
completely? I was just trying to stop sharing my screen, but I don't know what I clicked. Like, all right, cool.
I'm
Yeah, then
still
I'm like off,
streaming. I'm
right?
still streaming if you want when you open up another
All right,
stream, it'll
cool. Coming back on now.
yeah.
Nah, I'm coming back on now. Live. There we go. And we're gonna jump here. Not that that matters, but I wonder if like that the extension like pin would be able people would do something with it now, because ultimately everything's stored on the Trezor. That's the great thing about hardware wallets.
Yeah, I personally use a
Recommend
ledger.
it to anyone watching the screen if you care about the safety of your gotchis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have ledgers too. I'm just old OG. Like for me, like my first ads. So you know what I mean? Like you get into those comfort things.
Yes.
But I needed to use a not sports Alana. All right, let's do this. 16435.
I have a good feeling about it. I usually have a touchstone in my hand when you're opening these things for good luck.
Let's go. Oh shit. What is a touchstone
It's just a stone.
exactly?
It's
Just
just
like a type of rock?
yeah. It's just a stone. Like I have tiger's eye, so I have a tiger's eye stone I have in my hand right now, and it's a
Yeah,
touchstone. So you
that's what I was thinking. It's like a gem of some sort.
yeah. So I rub gems during your portal opening to wish you luck.
Nice, dude. And no wonder. I mean, like honestly, like we haven't pulled like a 570, but we've had some successful, portal pulls for sure. And I think that I think I've had one where I was like, God, this is really bad. Like, what am I gonna pick here, you know?
Yeah.
All right, 442. Why is like, have you noticed it's always a shit guy open?
The first
Always.
one is always crap.
Two strikeouts, two Ave strikeouts, three, some ruffians. Oof, four.
All
Jeez,
commons.
I think that's been just like pure, just
These
like oof.
commoners.
Yeah, man. At least these eyes are kind of cool. But that's the thing. You can have like nine commons, and then just like number 10 is just like boom. That's not bad stats, you know.
Yeah, not the worst.
These two are pretty good.
I consider any rare gotchi like decent. Like they all have their good
It's like its
stats.
twin.
Yeah.
You s- do you see that? Look at that. They're like twins.
Oh.
438, same eyes. 436.
Oh, damn.
Evil haunting Gotchi.
Sergey's being lazy.
That's not a bad Bitcoin one. I like this. I like the combative and I like the energetic. It's pretty good. Not bad. Running out of options here. Oof, big oof. That's what we
Oh
get for being
man.
greedy tonight. Should have left it. We walked out a winner.
My stone didn't help you at all.
This is gonna be a tough one. I was saying like there's no, it's alright though. Three and I feel like I just felt like opening 506. I mean hogs go to slaughter, that's not much to complain about. This one though, on the other hand, this portal is gonna be tough to pick because it's like picking the best of the worst. So this handy tool is very helpful in that respect.
Yeah.
And from a stat perspective, I feel like the tether gotchi is just it's what we got. It's just if I'm shopping strictly from the perspective of renting, I mean, we had not one myth roll in that whole portal. That's bad. Because usually you'll have like a min maxer,
Yes. Usually have something.
like where it's like, oh, boom, one myth mule, or like, okay, give me that high defense, or give me that hyper. But the bet here, two rares, at least that fall into the stats. I don't think we got any doubles. Nah. So, hate to say it, but this tether gotchi looks like it's gonna be the winner.
Out of all of them.
Destined to probably be like a crappy carrying capacity mule. It could be worse. 29's not horrible. You have a chance at uncommon there. Not even. Jeez. This is a bad portal. I don't know if we can like this, but we're gonna have to. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to issue some discipline here and just say like this is it. So I do want to summon though. This is kind of cool. This purple. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, its stats are alright too, I think. For like what it is.
Eh, Yeah, it's definitely between these two. I mean, I'm trying to think. It's like, is it really? I mean, you have no. This is horrible. Like you just. This is okay. It moves fast and it has purple eyes, which some people might be into that.
Yeah. Like I guess when
Oh
you're picking a
gosh.
gotchi for anybody that's watching, you want to stay away from the middle because that's like a gotchi that's not going to really be good at anything. And if all your stats are in the middle, that's just not overall going to be a good gotchi, I think.
Yeah, like people were arguing for like this whole notion of a midweight Gotchi that's gonna be like useful, but I just always draw the line right down the middle, and it's like this is one side of stats and this is another side of stats. So it's like if you are by this line on either side, you just are basically the worst. Make it sometimes in the same chat, so why not? And the distribution of Gotchis from a rarity perspective skews on both ends of the curve, so really low BRS gotchis are actually rare. But I just still can't justify picking one. I have one or two that I've taken like just because I thought it was, hey, whatever, when I cover my ass, but I wouldn't, I don't know if I would like if I rolled a 337 and it was like my only gotchi, I don't know. I don't know if you can get liquidity for that.
Yeah. You'd
You
have
can
to
see there's
find a
not a lot
buyer.
of them, almost as little bit as there's. Exactly. Somebody that actually cares about that. I didn't even know there was a 585. Did you?
No, I
That's
didn't
pretty
even know
high.
that.
Jeez. That is very high. Somebody pulled the 585 at some point. So that's
I'm
not
pretty
tonight,
sure
folks.
that
I'm
was
honestly,
I
I
think
was,
I'm pretty sure that was one of the Gotchi community members that pulled that.
that's pretty crazy, man. I mean, like again, even on that, there's not a whole lot of buyers, but there's definitely people. I mean, that's like hitting a lotto ticket.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's how I felt when I pulled a
You know
double
what's
mint.
crazy? If like yeah, I mean, I can't believe that that was your first. I really can't. I mean, I get so excited to pull, 550 now. Like I had my crazy 560 something. I think it was like a 565, which is Master Yin on my main account. And other than that, I don't think I've pulled maybe one in the 550s once, but then that's it. Like mostly 540s, 530s, so it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I hope
And
my
then the
luck's.
double mix, like it was your destiny to have to make that choice.
It was a tough choice, man, but I went with the collector speculative side of things, right? I could have had a really highly playable Gotchi with really amazing stuff. I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing all right in Haunt 3. Like I'm really gunning for Haunt 3, and that's gonna be my high BRS Gotchi, hopefully.
You know what's crazy? That's gonna be pretty much the most de-risked haunt, which is like super interesting, right? Because like you will know so much about the game at that point. So at the same time, it's probably gonna be one of the highest in demand haunts ever. Because like people will be like, all right, well, like I'm buying this because this game's just like awesome. It's like less of that that. I just hope I don't do it to myself. I'm telling you, I don't gamble. I'm not a huge gambler, so it's like this is the reason why, because I'd probably just like lose all the house money just chasing a bad hand.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was considering when I summoned the Gotchi that I did is that I know for sure that the double myth eyes is going to be always scarce. Um, but in the future, when Avagachi, I guess in a way maybe if over anything over 550 will be pretty scarce too. But you have to remember with wearables and stuff, like I could easily get my whole Gotchi gang over up to probably 560 with the wearables I have. So like in playability wise, I still have that.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. All right, rub that stone again. I
All
have
right.
faith in the stone.
Okay, hang on. I'm rubbing the. I got
Do this.
the tiger's eye
It was just, yeah,
crystal.
it was worth opening it. It was worth opening it because I just had this random, like, now odd portal that was all alone. This will force me to buy some
Let's
more.
do it. Let's go. Let's do it. I got my stone.
Come on, stone.
Let's
Unlock
go.
on wood.
Let's
Just throw in another
reward
curveball.
us.
Imagine if it's just, come on, give it to us on like the first. Like stop giving me like a 423 to like start.
Yeah, that's always a good
It was
sign.
cool to like have the purple animation. Ooh, that's a good start. That's actually a really high start. Usually like it's pretty rare to have a 490, but I mean, it's funny, that doesn't mean anything. It's just superstition, but this is a good mule gotchi with good right side stats.
You've opened a
That
lot
I
of
like it when I
portals.
see that.
Yeah, you have opened a lot of portals, so you do know, right? Like you kind of get that feeling of like, okay, this is gonna be good, you know?
Yeah, you don't get a 490 like too often in the front. You know, 486. So I mean, like again, I'd be happy with that gotchi. That's why I make like peace with it. It's like, all right, if this was that's what's nice when you get a decent one in the front. Like this is the worst thing, then it's not bad because it's a mule gotchi for the Citadel, but with like pretty beefy stats that could help it in a great war, or if you needed to take it outside the grid for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool eyes on the die. See, it's like it's been towards the high 400s with some decent myth rolls. That's a cool one. Little orange
Yeah, looks
eyed guy.
optimistic.
Good roll on the eyes. Halfway through. Ooh, that's a cool one. Those eyes again. Nice, almost godlike roll there. Have you ever seen a negative roll?
No, it is rare though. I've heard of people doing that, getting negative
I
rolls.
have a got you with a negative roll. I thought I was like tripping myself out, but I guess it is possible, right?
It's like super
Zero.
rare.
Equivalent of rolling 100 on the other end of that.
Yeah, it's super rare, dude.
I got you now. Make sure I mark it. Oh, to me, like I'll take it. I'm not trying to be too selfish. The other one was so bad that, like, honestly, it couldn't go out that way. It's respectable. Let's see what's going on here. Let's get some more transparency. See, at least we got these myth rolls.
I just had to plug in my
Tough
computer.
call.
I realized it wasn't plugged in.
This is a tough call too. This is another one of those like kind of weird gotchis. Kind of leaning towards this guy because mainly because I just feel like in the early game, like being a mule is like everything.
Yeah, you're gonna be running around collecting
Like
Alglumica.
really think about it, right? It's like 100%. It's like having a fat pocket is just so valuable, I feel like. So I'm leaning towards. I've been really wanting to buy cryptocurrency gotchis too, because everything's just so beat up right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Crappy eyes. Crappy eyes, but that's why the stats are okay. I hate to just go with this mule, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. This is a cool looking Gotchi overall. I just love the like when the eye color's bright.
From like a visual perspective in the realm, those bright-eyed ones are gonna be you're gonna be able to see them a lot better for sure.
I think so, right? Okay, we're gonna go with the one that greeted us. Interestingly enough. Again, you end up with common eyes and it's nothing fun to look at, but this is a workhorse Gotchi.
Yeah, exactly.
I like this because this actually sets up for an interesting clothing set because there are clothing sets that push all the right stats or like some of the right stats. This would be interesting to dress and get this into a godlike territory. This is good Gotchi. Let's do it. Oh, and then I'm gonna pass out. Got a second win. Went for those 2 extra portals. Gonna go
Yeah.
shopping. See if we can. Gotta pick up like another 6 portals or so. They dipped down into the like high 600s at one point this week.
This might be a theory of mine, but I really do think I feel like the low ID ones will later on be worth, like, they'll be priced in eventually to have a low ID of a Gotchi.
You think so? Where do
Yeah.
you think would be like considered a low ID, like sub 5,000?
Yeah, well, for Haunt 1, but like for Haunt 2, anything, between 10 and 11,000 or whatever for Haunt 2 would be considered low. Between 10 and 12 or something like that.
Bags packed.
Bags packed.
My kids come up with the best names ever. Like and I've started to steal some of their naming styles. And I notice sometimes they like what did she name? 3D printed some like a little something like cotton something, and I was like, that's a really good name. I don't even know. They're just so good at names.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
kids are
to start
creative, dude.
having them name the Avogachis. All right, these got to be transferred over so they get petted. So yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I gotta get them open so it's cool to record it, and I think we did pretty well tonight. This being our highest, but I think this is a great Gotchi too. 2 great pulls, 507 and a 523.
Yeah, and you got some mule potential there with those.
Yeah. Which one was this? And then Birdman was Mule, which I like. It's not even easy. I mean, if you come over here, okay, portal. Actually, the combo we're looking for in a Mule, I think. Now, I don't know if it'll matter in the Citadel, but having like a high defense. I mean, look at that. It gets slim pickings real quick. Right? It's like carrying capacity. I think lower evasion carrying capacity is equally worth like visiting. But again, slim pickings, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a nice little deal. It's a nice gotchi. It's really interesting to see though. It's like people know like, oh man, like carrying like capacity is gonna be like a very important stat.
Yeah,
Even out here, you're like at 85 out here. So it's
yeah,
like I'm gonna continue to shop leaning towards like big pockets.
yeah. I mean, for that reason, most of
Like
my
I mean even
Avogachis
80.
are honestly more mules than anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe some like beyond portals, but start being more and more towards that. I think that is gonna be great for picking out Alchemica, and obviously I think people have already like been towards speed, strong and fast. It's cheaper than like the mule side though. Seems like
Yeah.
this is a nice gotchi, kind of expensive, but something like this, like in the like 650 to 750 would be a really great deal. It's a cool gotchi. Nice and fast and just can take a hit. It's fun thinking about it and all the different ways that like something could play depending on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I could see multiple
So,
playing
alright, dude,
styles.
I'm out.
You gonna head out?
Yeah, I'm still, like I gotta get sleep. Like COVID's such a weird thing. Like like I wouldn't say I have like a lingering thing. Like this week, 2 days, like I had to take a nap, which I don't nap. You know what I mean? I'm not a big I don't have the time and I'm just not big on it, but it's one of those like body shutdown things. But that kind of went away, but it's been the weirdest thing. I've got this like I want to call it a smell, but it's not. It's more like a sensation in my nose, but it's like tied mentally to smell, and that's the only way I can describe it.
No, I
And
totally
it's
hear
just
you on
like
that.
haunting everything that I. It's fucking weird, dude. What a weird virus, man.
I've
It's
heard
I'm
it
more
comes.
convinced
It
after
does.
catching it. I'm more convinced than ever that it's man-made.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second here.